What's up, everyone? My name's Chris Marshall with my boy, Frank G. We are the hosts of Build Your Empire podcast. Frank G, tell the people what we do.
What's going on, everybody? Chris and I, we discuss established empires while showcasing us building ours.
I tell you, I do what I do, baby.
What are you doing?
I'm smoking this fat Tay right now. And let me tell you, if you're up to date on any sort of news, whether it be economic news, political news, geographical news, any fucking thing, sports, there's a lot of fucking things going on right now.
Well, in all of those topics, what do we want to talk about here? Sounds like you might have one in particular.
Well, one, what scares me unnecessarily for some reason is going to war, World War III right now.
Well, I would think that would scare anybody.
Well, I don't know, because oddly enough, it's not getting the publicity I don't necessarily see. And
like Ukraine stuff?
Yes. And it is affecting the financial sector significantly
tremendously
right now.
Yeah.
Like, I am not happy. We had an episode last month. We talked about my biggest win, by far my biggest loss, that's for sure. Which is the saddest thing ever.
Yeah, that is sad. I mean, it makes sense. They both come, though, right?
Yeah, the irony of that was a lesson in itself. I mean, made 11K profit off selling land, where if I held on to it, bro, that thing is worth $70,000 to $90,000 right now.
That's a hot piece of land, hot piece of virtual land.
That's very, very sad, as I'm now struggling to buy real land due to the economy completely deflating, like a pair of tits getting stabbed and fucking scream. What's her name? She was running and she got stabbed in the boobie.
That sounds like Scary Movie, and like her implant came out. It was like attached to the knife.
Yeah,
Scary Movie. Yeah,
that's my stock portfolio.
Deflated.
Tom Brady balls. Big old Tom Brady balls. Still holding strong, but a little deflated.
I mean, that's all you can do right now. Just wait it out. I mean, we're not retiring, thankfully.
No, but we are entering an age where risk tolerance and risk assessment has to be analyzed. Now, what is fascinating is, we've told the people that have listened to us randomly, some who have continued to follow us, rock
Appreciate
with us.
You.
We once told them in episode 4 how to get a free vacation.
Yes, we did.
Now, something I learned that's not necessarily applicable for you, but is applicable for me, is how to get a free car. And this one I found fascinating.
A free car. So you're saying it's not applicable for everyone?
I don't think so, nah.
So what are the terms here?
How much did you lease your car, correct?
I leased my car for 2 years.
So do I. 2-year lease, or you're in it for 2 years?
I have a 2-year lease.
That's a very small lease. Nice lease. Interesting. Now, you had to put money down. My guess is anywhere, if it's 2 years, I'm assuming 1,500 to potentially like $35,000-$4,000, based on credit.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of knew the guy a bit, so he gave me a nice little discount, family, friends.
I mean, everybody knows somebody, and you get a little discount. I'm a sales guy. I give people discounts.
I gave the guy $1,000 cash. It's weird. You give the guy, he drops off your car. I don't even know who the hell this guy is. He works at a dealership at some other spot in Long Island, and I just give him cash. He gives me a call.
Yeah. I mean, I did similar things. I'm sure you signed some papers. And you have a payment anywhere from probably $200 to $315, something, right? Cool.
Which is good to be able to get that when car prices just through the roof.
Well, that's the thing right now is if I buy my car out, which is a 2019 Kia Optima, I believe I paid $2,000 to pay. I believe I paid $2,000 as a down payment and currently have a payment of $227 per month.
Mm-hmm.
If I do the math based on that off the top of my head, it's around $3,400 per year 3 years. Let's say it's 10 grand plus the 2 grand on top. Let's say it cost me $12 to $13 to have that vehicle for 3 years. Many people would sit here and tell you a lease is a terrible investment.
There are people who say that for multiple
Don't
reasons.
get a lease. Leases aren't worth it. It doesn't make sense. Well, here's the thing. My lease is almost up. I have 8,957 miles on that bitch. Now, you can go to websites like Carvana and they buy your lease out and then give you money on top of your car. So I could buy my car lease out currently at around 15, 16,000. My car is worth about 25, 26,000 currently.
That's because the prices are way
I don't know how the market
skyrocketed.
is. I just know right now.
They'll buy a used car for people for way above market right now.
Well, right now they're willing to buy someone's lease out and then give money on top of that person. Now, the reason why I say it's not applicable for you is because you're depreciating your car at the speed in which a car should be depreciating at. Therefore, you can't necessarily cash in on that value.
Well, I get 10,000 miles a year, which isn't great, but
It's not great at all. I mean, you seem to be struggling just with 10,000.
I'm not like struggling, but at one point I might be. You don't really struggle until it comes
Yeah,
close to the
I
time
guess,
period.
but when I don't even have 10,000 in 2.6 years.
I mean, it's nice to work from home.
Sure is. But basically, the way this is coming out to, this is just going to give me another free lease, essentially for 3 years. If I make 10 grand off this bitch,
You just got to make sure you got another lease ready to go for a good price.
I can't imagine the price changing drastically. I don't know. I mean, you recently got a lease. I don't think you're paying more than $300 a month. I go into the car dealership like a boss, and I sit down and I tell them, give me the top 5 cheapest leases you got.
All right, hold on. So that's like the wrong word, probably use boss, but like knowing what you want makes a lot of sense.
Uh-huh. And what I want is the cheapest lease available.
Yeah, no, I did that too. And it took a little bit, to be honest. I was worried. And then someone just kind of fell through. I mean, everybody's kind of saying prices to pay $400 for a lease, $500. I'm like, absolutely not. I would never. But some people who drive a lot can't lease. So that makes sense. But leases make sense for cars breaking down,
Certainly
not
someone
dealing
like
with
me.
all that shit. Yeah.
I mean, we have a boat right now with a bunch of like Porsches burning in the middle of the sea, just burning.
Well, I ain't gonna be buying a Porsche soon, so I guess that's
Well,
not.
I think there's Volkswagen and Porsches were on there, Mercedes. You didn't hear about that? 500 cars just burning.
It just seems like a lot of shit's happening everywhere. Overseas
A lot
travels.
of shit's happening everywhere. And let me tell you something. I ain't making no money.
Well, you're not making no money.
I ain't making no money from anything economically. I guess I'm making earned income, and then I guess some side hustles into how could I make money off this car lease, I suppose. But
so what made you dive into that? Or did you get like a spam pop-up? We buy cars.
Frankly, I just heard that on another podcast, so there'll be great content and a great piece of knowledge to be shared. I mean, what do you want from me, Frank G? What do you want? I mean, it's a great piece of knowledge right there.
It is a great piece of knowledge. I'm just curious. Because if you were really looking that up, then I'm just like, I mean, either being smart or you struggling.
I think that would always be indicate smart, because to get through the actual numbers and fine print of kind of doing what I actually said, I don't know.
Well, you also
I guess you could be smart struggling.
You could be smart struggling, but you fell upon it. Like, so if you didn't see this or hear this, I guess it's not advertised like crazy.
No, I knew for like a year now that I should be buying my car out of the lease when the time comes and can flip it for more money. I knew I was going to be able to do that. I just thought it wouldn't be that much money to actually think about. I thought like I would have had to buy it out for 22,000 and then sell it for 26. To me, that's not worth it. I just would rather put down another 2,000-3,000 and start a new lease. But then I looked at the numbers, and to buy my car out currently, I think from what I saw was 15,000, and they're going for 25, 26. Well, that changes everything drastically.
I mean, yeah, that's a nice 10K or so.
And because the car market and sector is down so much, you have these websites legitimately trying to buy leases out.
Yeah, if you put a used car up, it's gone quickly. Very,
which is
very
crazy
quickly.
because, I'm sure you go through life and you always have like these things in your head that you do, like you just randomly count, or like you just randomly say words, or you clap. I don't fucking know.
I'm confused the way this is going, but I'll try and stay on.
I randomly just often think, damn, there's a lot of fun cars in this world. so I mean, I don't know where the fuck they all go.
There's a lot of humans in this world. What?
We're depopulating.
So what cause apparently 500 burning in the middle of the sea.
I don't know. I mean, you think you'd handle them more with care if they're in such fucking demand.
I mean, and you're not even sure did someone do this? Was it an accident? Like,
I guess like one, you can't even necessarily buy a car in the same format that you would currently, like a used car. Let me buy an $8,000 used car, be a cool car, because you're the only asshole who would have keys and an ignition.
I mean, so?
Come on, man.
Are you worried about fitting in?
And no, but in 4 more years, everyone's going to be having electric cars. And in another fucking 10 years, you're going to have this car and there's going to be one gas station like a fucking payphone.
I don't think gas is going to change, but at least not in 4 years.
What do you mean? If cars are turning into electric?
Yeah, but cars are going to have both options, probably.
I don't know, man. Companies are making a strong stance to pretty much replicate Tesla.
Well, yeah, for the, I guess, global issues, and it's safer. But I can't imagine the population of cars being that limited in 4 years, where people are going to need to. So everyone's going to have to spend 30 grand in the next 4 years. How much is this electric car going to be?
You can probably get cheap electric cars now. Not necessarily everyone got. I mean, I'm sure people will still buy a key with ignition, but I don't think middle class necessarily. Like, that's something you have to think about now. Like, do I really want to buy that car that has that type of built? I mean, it's like buying a fucking BlackBerry.
Yeah, there's probably a couple out there.
Yeah, I don't know. Now, what is also a crazy fucking thing is today I'm looking at draft rules. I'm like, fuck, Frank G. Are we old enough where if there is like a World War III, do we get drafted? What are these rules?
I mean, isn't it like 27 or is it older?
25.
25, yeah.
So anyone from 18 to 25, automatic. It's funny too because it was like the U.S.
Is it men and women?
I don't know, but equal rights.
I mean, I know. I was just curious if it said men and women.
Sure. I mean, that helps me if it's men and women, right? Because I guess
you
it'd be more 18, 25-year-olds.
You have no issue already.
You never know, man. 35 is the cutoff. If for whatever reason, if I guess they need more, but
we would be in serious trouble if they needed to reach that backup plan.
I don't know. I didn't get into that far of what's the demographic population of 18 to 25-year-olds. I mean, I would imagine, I guess they make up like 80 million people in the country.
And it's already a pretty large army.
I don't know those type of stats. But what's going on is very interesting. Makes me wonder.
Would you flee the country?
You can't even flee right now. Where are you going? Canada? Canada is way more fucked currently.
I'm just saying, if you were to get drafted, would you flee the country?
If I had, I guess.
Or would you try and find like a flat foot excuse? Or,
I mean, yeah. Of course.
I feel like some people would take that with.
Honorably take that.
Yeah.
Nah, this generation's not like the old one. This generation is definitely going to the doctor and telling them they have anxiety and depression. He can't give me a gun.
The 18 to 25-year-olds maybe, and now we're screwed. So now we got to go get drafted.
I don't know. Also, if you actually read the news, it's a very strong stance, I suppose, to take on a hot mic.
Getting controversial. All right.
I could kind of understand Russia's views right now.
Jesus Christ.
It's not funny.
Are you going to explain like what do you understand?
Well, do you have any idea what's going on currently and why this is all happening?
I mean, I know we're having issues with Ukraine.
We're not having issues with Ukraine. Ukraine wants to join NATO, which is like Western nation, like ally, like treaty. Like, yo, come join us. We all have each other's back. Ukraine's like, all right, I want to join. And of course, the U.S., Biden, I'm sure NATO is like, well, love to have you. Russia's like, wait a second. We've essentially, you're part of us in some facet. They think it is, right? I don't know if they necessarily are. Seems like they're really not, but they are. Like they were part of the Soviet Union, but they broke off. But either way, they boarded Russia. And if Ukraine joins NATO, it essentially allows us to build camps there and whatnot, to be on the border of Russia. Russia feels like, well, I don't want the Westernization to keep moving forward and be on our borders. That just doesn't seem fair either.
Yeah, I mean, Russia just doesn't really like us.
Well, they don't want to be monetized and militarized when on the other side of the world. And I could kind of understand why the fuck would you be over there setting up fucking camps and shit on the border of Russia themselves if they don't want us over there. All right, cool.
Well, that's because of what America does. They police the world.
Well, America is like the goddamn fucking world police.
Yes, they are the world police.
I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing, I suppose. I don't know. It's very fucking fascinating.
It is a feat to accomplish, to get to. It means you have created a very successful army, nation.
Yeah, except we haven't seen the war in the concept of how we think of war, like in video games and Call of Duty and movies, since World War II, which was 80 years ago.
I mean, what do you mean? There was a war in Iraq. People shooting each other.
Not with that heightened tension of like legit multiple countries involved. Like this is some fucking.
Yes, because now you're talking about World War, but we have seen war. People still go beat up and shoot each other and battle for land and respect, whatever you want to battle for. And war apparently is good for business.
It ain't good for my fucking stock portfolio. So I don't know how it's good for fucking the gun makers.
Well, it's got to be made. That makes sense.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be good for the fucking cars that we don't have because they're building tanks.
No, they're probably, they're going to need all the materials. A world war.
We have even less cars.
A world war now would be way worse than a world war probably back then in 1940, 1930.
No shit, because everyone's got some like high tech shit. I don't know. The only positive that I see out of this is that New York is possibly the furthest it possibly could be. So
I'm not sure if that's going to matter if something happens to the rest of our nation.
I don't know what
like
the fuck.
We may survive if you're talking about like an atomic bomb or a nuclear bomb.
Oh, and by the way, what I meant in the sense I couldn't think of my point to refute that there are wars. There hasn't been imperialism in about 80 years, meaning there hasn't been a war of someone, I guess you can say Israel and Palestine just now, but not to this extent where some large country is saying this area and territory is mine.
I mean, it sounds like America is saying that.
What do you mean?
if they're trying to move in, but Russia's saying no, they want to do the same similar things.
No. Well, Ukraine is saying like our own country and we're allying with America. And Russia's like, nah, you're not really your own country, bro.
Yeah, well, this is why it's good to be in America because that's like some
That's definitely why
dictator.
it's good to be America. Yeah. I hear you, Fred. I hear you. And I'm sorry, man. If 30-year-old Chris Marshall had to fight 30-year-old Russian Chris Marshall, he again is that beat.
You're gonna beat Younger Marshall's ass.
No, that Russian was fucking. Man, I read an article before. I don't know if this guy was Russian or not, but he was skiing in a marathon, bro. His dick froze.
Yeah, I saw that. What about it?
I just feel like that's how Russians would be. They can fight like that. I can't, bro.
Fight like what? Fight like with a frozen dick?
Yeah, man.
I'm not sure.
I
Bro.
feel like that. I feel like they're that wild, bro. I be seeing them jump into like pools of oil for like
Pools
fun.
of oil. I thought you were gonna say like a frozen lake.
I mean, I got a friend that does that. His name's John. I mean, I don't. It's not that crazy, but oil, jumping into oil is pretty fucking crazy.
I mean, if your head's above it and you're not lighting it on fire, it's
I don't
not
know,
that
man.
crazy. It does sound like it could put your body through some shock like some frozen ice would.
Uh,
Maybe. I'm sure oil's not good for your skin.
It just doesn't seem good at all.
I mean, that's been an issue for forever with Russia. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. And then it just makes you wonder because if you're on social media and you see shit, it's like people kind of the approval rating about current president's very low. Fascinating.
it is quite low.
Everyone's like, "Yo, bring the other guy back." It's just like,
Well, I don't know if they're saying that exactly, but they are saying Biden sucks.
yeah. Well, I tell you what, everyone was making money before.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the detail and deepness of the control that Biden had on the economy this strongly, but yeah, the president's changing. Shit hit the fan. But if Trump did another 4 years, who knows what the hell would happen? I'm sure he would have said something stupid on Twitter to Russia right now. Putin would be pissing his pants.
I don't know, man. I just, yeah, I ain't want to shoot nobody.
What?
I'm not trying to shoot nobody, man. I'm just trying to smoke a little weed, like take some.
Yeah,
mushrooms
you probably never even
you know?
shot a gun.
I never even shot a gun. I'd be like that one movie.
What movie? Not very specific.
It was like a war movie,
Mm. Talking about like a guy in war and he was with his team and he had to finally
Nah, it was
shoot
a guy.
someone.
It was a guy. World. He wouldn't touch a gun, and then he went into battle and he wouldn't touch a gun, and like, man, it was a fucking great movie. God damn.
I hope you're not talking about a movie with The Rock.
No, it's not the movie with The Rock. It is a movie with an actor who like I feel like played Spider-Man. I don't know.
Yeah,
Man.
don't sound like I'm gonna be able to help you with this one. But like also it doesn't sound like the greatest thought out plot because a war. How are you getting near anybody?
Nah, it's a true story. So what happened is like they had to like go to this beach, and the beach had like this cliff. It was like a 200 cliff that they strap up and like climb it to get to the war zone. So they sent the dude who didn't touch a gun. After he got like ostracized, picked on, and it was mad hard for him to get through boot camp. He had to go to court. They put him in jail, and then they're like, you know what? Fuck it, go to war. We're gonna put you in this most hostile fucking environment. Don't touch a gun. All right. And then he ends up like just being a medic and like saving fucking everyone, and then single-handedly getting them off that ledge and saved like 15.
This is a World War II movie.
Maybe.
Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah, that's the movie. That's the movie. You had to look it up. Who's the fucking actor in it?
I have no idea who the actor is.
Oh, So how'd you pull that out your ass?
I've seen that movie.
Oh, well, I feel
He was
like
like
you
a
knew.
medic.
I feel like you knew what the fuck I was saying 5 minutes ago. Then
Well, I thought you were talking about
Jesus, you just
like
wasted
walking.
5 minutes of airtime of fucking Blob.
I'm trying to get you to say what you said on this movie with this actor. I'm like, well, I got to explain a little more here.
I felt like you knew what the fuck I was saying. Kids just like
Uh,
Hacksaw Ridge. Yeah, it's just not names you just randomly stumble upon.
that must have been a good blunt.
Yeah, weed is great. I will say, the only con weed does have, it sure is a demotivator.
It is a demotivator. Maybe you need to smoke that sativa.
Not
Motivates you.
big, not big on Steve's. Give me the indicas.
Well, they are certainly the couch potato type of weed.
Yeah, it's great. As I wrap up the Sopranos here, and be on
I'm,
my way.
I'm glad you finally made it. I'm sure the people here have heard you say many, many times how much you want to watch Sopranos, and you just did not have the ability to. Well, you made it. You almost completed that. Was it everything you thought it would be to rewatch it again?
For the third time in my life. The answer in short would be yes, of course. Of course.
Of course.
When you see Adriana, you understand. When you see Tony, you get it. When you see the growth, sure. Now, I haven't gone through the demise and the fall, which never is the best, but I suppose every empire, it's inevitable. But
so they say, yes.
Yeah, well, that just makes sense. Now, it's interesting and good and cool because you then have more time to Google particular scenes, what people think, codes. Like when you're watching the show, you can't really do that. But when you already watch the show, then you could do that more. So it's like another way to enjoy the content I consume.
Yeah, you do that. I don't really do that.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to know the subtext of shit and the actual writing can, I guess, it's some form of creativity. I don't know. Yeah, I just saw when Adriana got killed and when John just got arrested while they were talking, which sucks
Oh, that's a
because
great scene.
Yeah, when the cops come in the background
And
and
he's
he
like
just dips.
running.
Yeah. So there's two parts before we end our show. There's two parts of that show that bothers the fuck out of me.
Okay.
One is how Adriana handled everything.
In what sense? How's like telling Christopher?
Yeah, and even her not knowing she was being so manipulated. I mean, the last episode, long-term parking, the cop yelled at her face, "You're looking at 25 years." Like Phil Leotardo did 15 years. So like you're just a little girl in this mix with a little, cocaine they had pinned on you, and you're like, you should be much smarter than this. You run a fucking club. Like you're in this environment.
She runs a club in that environment, but she's not
She's
related.
ditzy.
She's not related to anyone.
Yeah, but she shouldn't
dying.
be fucking stupid.
Well, it should be, and what she is, I mean, unfortunately, is not controlled. But she was scared. An FBI agent's job is to make you feel like you have no options.
Initially, she should have known. I should tell Christopher, I suppose, get a lawyer if need be, and that's it. Don't fucking talk.
So now that you know how it should have happened, would you go back and change the show and make sure, and then
No, I'm not a fucking movie director. I can't change that. I'm looking at
because that made half the show.
Yeah, that was probably one of the most classical goodbyes, so to speak. That scene.
Yeah, certainly was a goodbye. Silvio, heartless.
Yeah, he didn't want to do it. See, he didn't want to do it. By the way, my phone's blowing up. I gave someone at work my cell phone number. I said, "Don't fucking blow me up."
Sounds like a mistake.
I knew it would be. I knew it would be. And he's blowing me up. He's like fucking. He should be apologizing currently because.
I mean,
All
he
right.
sends you a message, and then the next message is sorry, like sorry to text you.
Well, no, because I just texted him prior before the show. I'm like, you said you weren't going to blow my cell phone up because it's. I'm giving you my phone number to close deals. Once we get the deal closed, don't now ask me what your commission, what you're getting paid is. I'm off duty. That now you're just fuck you. You're just being greedy. No, don't work like
So
that.
just don't answer. Answer him
No, I
in the
told him.
morning.
I told him.
You told him.
You said you weren't gonna blow me up. Yeah. Back to Sopranos though. The second thing that pissed me off most is Tony not giving Tony B up.
I mean, it was family, and he did 20 years in
Man,
prison.
he just was guilty. That's it. No, you give that up. He fucked his relationship with Johnny Sack, which was kind of fixed, except the feds came. And then I guess he died. I mean, it seemed like it was going to be fixed after that, but I don't know, man. He should have gave Tony B up. At the end of the day, he knew he was going to kill him. Had to
I
just give
don't
him.
think he didn't. He knew something had to be done. He wasn't convinced that he was going to be killed. He thought his power could get him out of that, but
I don't
clearly
think
not.
so. But either way he fell on, he was losing the loyalty of his guys, and he ended up never. He never. He. I don't know. That fucking gets me tight. Now
Well,
I always forget how the ending ends.
the ending of the show.
No, I mean that's everyone
The,
remembers that one.
you said you forgot how the ending
Yeah,
ends.
no, the ending with the therapist. I think they get into a fight and it ends that way, which I don't think I remember the ending, but I don't think I like it. I don't like how them two end.
I feel like many times you said you don't like that relationship, so it makes sense you don't like how it ends.
You know, when I look at it, I don't remember me saying that to you at all, but I could totally see myself saying that to you.
Your facial expression when I said that says that you said that before.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying because them two are kind of boring. They don't. Yeah, well,
she
the
does
way the
break down a lot of his thinking.
somewhat they actually use her a lot less as the show progressed. It wasn't so more of a mobster talking to therapist. It was more his life, and then it actually got into some I forgot what genre you put it with, like ghosts and shit.
It's like spiritual shit.
Yeah, like the writing went towards that. I mean, I was watching an episode where he's not dead yet. He was in a dream. It was getting me pissed. He was in a dream for half the episode.
Tony.
Yeah. No, when he knew he had to, he
He
knew
was
Tony B was killing Billy, and he was dreaming half that episode. And then he woke up, and then it was confirmed that like that did happen.
yeah, well, I mean, he blessed
Supernatural, that's the word.
Supernatural. Good show. But yeah, he blasted Tony B in the face with a shotgun. So I mean,
Pow.
that was pretty gruesome. You just see him lying there.
Yeah, he looked like the dude in Breaking Bad.
Which dude?
The dude who owned the chicken spot who walked out and had half his face blown up.
I'll tell you, yeah, that was a crazy scene.
That was a great scene. He quickly fixed his tie like a boss and then just died.
Walks out looking like nothing happened till the camera pains to his right side. He's just missing it.
Which was foreshadowed the season before with the bear that fell out the plane into the pool. That's why those Easter eggs are very fascinating. Because that bear led him to him. And that was one of the ways that Breaking Bad like did its writing. Its previous season foreshadowed the next season.
Yeah, well, I mean, it does make sense, kind of. But yeah, that's a great show. I put them up there together, to be honest. And I think the next one you should watch is Ozark.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you that. Did you watch the All-Star game by any chance?
Not like direct, like not like staring at it, but it was on. I did have a DraftKings bet up that I did not win.
On the All-Star game that you didn't watch?
Yeah.
All right, at least you're a good bettor.
Well, I bet it was a free bet, and I bet the that Team Durant would win, and Didn't happen. So I used a free bet.
Dumbass bet.
I mean, betting LeBron would have won me $1. So I was like, let me do this, which would win me $12.
Now you got nothing.
Until I guess another free bet. I mean, I got the app. I don't pay for it. I have $280 of free bets. During the Super Bowl,
it's a lot of money for free bets.
It is a lot. Just to ensure that I won some of that free money and it was in my account, I bet the coin toss heads and tails on the free bets.
Do you lose money in doing that?
I was a free $40, so I lost one of the $40. But it was either bet heads, potentially lose the tails, win nothing.
Well, let me tell you, that's very fascinating because I do believe at one point in this show, you said that you would not be a gambler and gamble on the apps and that you would not get like into that market.
Yeah, well, and I told you it's free and how I don't put money in it.
That's because you're right now just being a user until it's that easy and you want to put a bet on something.
I'm going to use them until they're useless to me.
Yeah. You're right now a lead in a funnel, my guy.
Are you saying free bets is a gateway drug?
Of course it's a gateway drug.
So
I mean,
does that mean weed is a gateway drug?
To more weed, sure.
Well, then free bets is not a gateway drug to non-free bets.
I don't know, man. You may want to just place a little bet here. You know how to is that easy.
Yeah, no, I'm not really into it, to be honest. But I was with a bunch of the guys yesterday. Everybody put a bet in, so I followed suit. Call me a follower, whatever you want. But it's a good time to. I mean, the adrenaline's pumping when you got a bet in with all your boys.
Yeah, it's
so
very nice.
When it's free, it's like whatever.
I like betting more on doing something myself that I totally suck at than bet on like something to watch.
Like what? Like darts?
That's exactly. Yeah. I think we both know why here, but like that to me just seems better.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's all. The probability is all related to your skill. So you got to assess yourself. The probability in like sports betting is kind of there.
I don't know. All whack. I'm going to finish my blunt. I'm going to watch season 1, episode 1, season 6.
It's starring Ozark before finishes The Sopranos.
No. Still got to watch the movie too. I'll come out with a review.
The movie. Oh,
and hope for there's no World War III.
Yeah, let's hope not. You're talking about the movie Saints of Newark, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious, actually, what you think about that.
Yeah. I'm gonna get to it. I did watch quite a few things this weekend, to be honest. One, I watched Adam Sandler, Jennifer Aniston movie, Murder Mystery. It's amazing how attractive she is. And then
Jennifer Aniston?
Yeah, like
fine wine.
She sure is some fine wine, let me tell you.
You're gonna tell the people if they should watch that or not, or no?
Should they watch that in it? Yeah, I mean, sure. If you're an Adam Sandler fan, yeah,
he does have a lot of fans.
Yeah,
he's got a strong fan base, very supportive.
Yeah, no, I'd give that a little nod, but don't expect much. Certainly.
So what are you talking? 6 out of 10 here? 7 out of 10?
I mean, what's 10 out of 10 though?
10 out of 10 would be like Wedding Crashes.
This is a solid 4 or 5.
Solid 4 or 5.
This is like that Scooby-Doo mystery movie.
Okay, so that sounds like you need to have no other options to want to watch this movie, or if you're just a big Adam Sandler fan.
Well, I also watched Bel Air.
Oh, how was that?
Fascinating.
Oh yeah.
You didn't watch it, and you're just talking.
I heard like mixed reviews on it.
I would give that a nod.
Solid nod.
I would say that was better than the Adam Sandler movie, but completely two different things. Because Bel Air was just interesting because it's like a new time and Carlton's drug addict. So it's just fascinating.
So that's yeah. I mean, that's on. I don't have that platform. No, isn't that like Peacock?
Yeah, I don't know if it's Peacock or Netflix.
Well, check out Bel Air, and if you like Adam Sandler, check out his movie with Jennifer Aniston.
This guy texted me, Chris, I am extremely sorry. I got caught up with the deal. I didn't notice the time. I am very sorry. Have a wonderful evening.
That's
Yo, you
a
got to know your fucking role there. You can't just be, hitting me up. I mean, unless you're my boy or my girl,
well.
maybe my mama.
To be honest, that I'm not really sure if like I feel bad for him texting you because you did agree to give him your number when you probably should have just gave him your
We
email.
had stipulations and
I mean, you have
contingencies.
a work email that you don't have to look at until you want to.
Yeah, I know, my fault, and I knew it. But you know what? You live and you learn. I got my one boy. His name's Josh. He's got my phone number. He works in LA. If I go to LA, I hit him up. That's my boy. Gives me a lot of business. Appreciate it. Don't bother me. Just don't. Come on.
Maybe this is a new guy. He needs a little guidance.
No, he's just greedy. There's a lot of greedy fucks in this world.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. You got anything to say, man? Any wise words?
Any wise words? I would say keep hustling, keep smoking, keep vibing, keep living well.
Those are great. Those are great words. Those are great words. Yeah, as you were saying those great words too, I just want to ask you like a question that like I then became very curious about, but I feel like it's inappropriate after those words.
All right. Well, I don't know what to tell you. So then I guess you can ask me that off camera or next week.
How long does it take you to be with a chick before you could like comfortably fart in the bed?
Oh, interesting question, but I would say several months.
Define
Well,
several.
well, several is more than a few and less than 6. So I'd say 4 or 5.
All right. I
Well,
guess with the 4 or 5 months, if you're dating Frank G, expect a little fart, a little toot. Fascinating.
there's a difference whether I'm still going to be respectful and high. Well, it's not disrespect if I can't hold it, but there's a fart, and then there's like a passing gas. If it makes a lot of noise, I probably forced it out.
Oh man. Yeah, it's a very interesting question, man. I mean, I heard this come on the radio and people are like married with wives, and like I would never do that in front of them. And I'm just like,
It don't make sense. It's a bodily function.
Yeah, I suppose, but my current girl, I do not fart like that as I did with previous girls.
And what is the reason? Is it because you just don't fart as much, or you?
No, I fart. I don't know. She seems to just dislike it much more. Where,
Oh, she dislikes it. Oh, so
yeah,
you've learned.
suppose.
You tried to fart.
What? I ain't trying to fart.
You farted before, and she must have said something.
No, not at all. You just like
You just
I don't
know when
know.
a girl don't like farts.
Yeah. Like, yo, I've done it, I do it, but like it just won't be funny.
She's a little more serious in the fart department.
Oh man, she gave me zero indication of that, but I just know
So I'm
it'll be warnings, yo. I just know that. I just know. But that's why I had to ask you, I guess. I guess for 4 months, I'm good. All right.
How many out of the girls you've been with, how many of them have ever farted in front of you?
One.
One.
And only one time. That's because I was tickling her.
Oh, poor girl. Probably so embarrassed.
Oh man,
poor girl.
Oh, she looked like if I was tickling shadows. So with like his paws up and shit, like
let out a toot. Oh no.
Oh man,
poor girl.
Yeah, let me tell you,
feel bad for her.
Yeah, man.
I only feel bad for her because I know what's probably going on in the head. She's probably turned red and just embarrassed.
Yeah, Yeah, that
You should have
that was.
farted right there too. Make her feel comfortable.
I mean, you can't always fart on demand.
No, you may shit yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I did execute a fantastic pull my finger like maybe like a month ago, you know. But I tell you,
On
a fart
who?
joke on the girl I sleep with.
You told me that you didn't fart in
Yeah,
front of her.
no, I told you I did. It's just like you can't continuously do that. I mean, it's just
The pull my finger fart is not anywhere near as accepting as like just farting in like the space we're in.
look, man. There's a time and a place for a good joke,
Not a finger
and
pulling fart joke.
bro, I mean, it sure was funny to me.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. And now I understand.
Yeah,
You were probably
so-
cracking up like this, and she's probably just looking at you in disgust.
yo, I tell you, man, I was never a fan of Terrence and Phillips, but I understand the marketing because fart jokes are by far very funny.
Fart jokes are always funny.
Let me tell you one thing before we get off it.
Is it a fart joke?
Yeah, should I not go on?
Yeah.
What's the funniest moment in Step Brothers?
I'm gonna guess when they're farting.
Yeah. That's all I got.
All right. Great movie, funny movie. I think there's a lot more funny parts of the farts, but farting is funny.
Seth Rogen tasted it. It was fucked up. And it went on for like 3:30 seconds. All right. I guess I'll go back to my Sopranos.
Yes, sir. We missed the last 2 weeks. We're glad to be back rocking with you guys.
Yeah.
We'll be back here next week. We'll catch you. Be good.